My name is Louie, and I'm going to be telling you today about my 3 years living in Korea. Woo! Just kidding. Louie will be joining me for this video. But yeah, guys, I actually have hit my 3-year mark of living in Korea. Woo! I cannot believe it has been 3 years, to be honest with you. Like, I really feel like I've just gotten here. Time seriously has flown by. Like, I just think about how badly I wanted to come here, and then once you get here, it kind of becomes like the sunken place. The sunken place. Like, you just, like, your mind glazes over and you open your eyes and it's like, boy, has time flown by. I'm with a dog now, Louie, my son, and yeah, like, I have my own network of people and friends and, you know, passion hobbies and things that I do that I'm involved in outside of work. And yeah, I've really made a life for myself over here in Korea, and I'm just so excited to have hit my 3-year mark. I mean, I don't know where the future will take me after this point, but I definitely have had a wild ride so far here. And yeah, I just want to share a little bit of insight with you about, you know, living here in Korea and yeah, becoming, you know, a long timer, I guess. You know, once you hit that 3-year mark, you're kind of just like, do I stay? Do I go? What's the next plan? You know, that sort of thing. All right, let's get into the video. My first year here in Korea was pretty much mostly me figuring stuff out. Okay, so that was the year of me figuring everything out. I moved here, I settled into my little villa, my little studio apartment at the time, and I was also teaching down in Gyeonggi-do, Gwangju at my first school and working with like older kids, so like middle schoolers, and I taught a range of students, so from like 6 or 7-year-olds up to 12, 13, 14-year-olds. And you know, living that hagwon life. You know, I am a night owl, so I like to work hagwon hours, which is pretty much like start later in the day and you work until like 7 or 8 at night. At least that was my first school schedule, and it was fine with me. You know, I was not naive, thank God, because I did a lot of extensive research ahead of time on life here in Korea and what to expect on the English teacher end of things, coming here as an expat to teach English. So mentally I was prepared for it, and it was something that I wanted. Like, you guys know, I've expressed this before so many times, time and time again, that like I really wanted to move here to Korea. Like, that was my goal. So coming in, I already had the right mindset. So anything that I faced challenge wise was I was facing it with like a positive attitude. So, you know, a can-do type of spirit. I wasn't like defeated at the first, like, you know, obstacle that I had to face. To give you some further details or examples of that, like figuring out immigration and figuring out how to order things and have things mailed to my apartment, and starting off in a town where I didn't have many, like, I guess, options, you know, like Western style places or like eateries that are like chains that I'm used to. So really just kind of being thrown in and immersed in Korean culture the first year. Also studying and learning the language. You know, I had started studying prior to coming and moving here, but I was really forced to learn more vocabulary words and more expressions and phrases my first year, because I was in a city, in a town that was like country, or not even country, but just like country becoming more suburban. Actually, I think I was the only ethnic foreigner in that whole town. So, you know, anywhere I go, grocery store, the local chicken shop, you know, anywhere in that town, people knew me and recognized me and knew that, you know, hey, that's the black girl that lives up the hill, you know. Louie, just love me and be cute and look into the camera, okay, while I talk. There you go. Good. And also adapting to more of the societal culture here. So working at a school that was more mom and pop based and not a super large school, I really had more one-on-one time with my boss, right, the principal of the school, and learning from him like cultural things, how they interact with their employees, and how to, you know, respect your Korean boss, and, you know, things that you do around them versus things that you don't do around them, and just really having to come to terms with like my Western mentality, and how my mental processing of like getting something handled or getting something, you know, achieved or getting something discussed would be virtually a 180, completely different from how they handle and deal with, you know, workplace drama or any situation that might arise, you know, at work and whatnot. Even in society, just like how to respect your elders, and you get up off the, you know, seat that you're in at the train or on the bus, and you give it to an elder who get on the bus. You know, it's like, I mean, that's something we would do out in the West as well, like in America or whatever. But, you know, it's like, it's a given here. There is no like, you just stay seated and pretend like you don't see the old person standing there. Like, you get up, right? Or else they'll haggle you. Like, I've actually been haggled before too. Like, I was gonna get up, but like they were just like, ah, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, okay, I'll get up, okay. Again, like my first year, I really had to come to terms with a lot of staring, because, you know, like, you know, my weekend attire. And so they would see me and be like, why is that Weguk walking around our town wearing such scandalous things? Ooh. So yeah, I always got stared at, and I'm very happy actually that I started off in an area where it was a little bit more rural or suburban, like, you know, it was up and coming, like suburban-ish area, but it still had a lot of like rural elements to it. And I appreciate that, because having that experience of being out further away from things being easily accessible to me really made me understand and learn how to be self-sufficient and how to, you know, adapt. Even though I already knew how to adapt, I've like been abroad before and things like that, but just even more so, like I really appreciate what I have now, because I started off where I started off. FYI, I still don't have a microwave in my apartment. Like, I don't cook with a microwave. You know, some Westerners come here and they throw a hissy fit like, oh my God, I don't have an oven. Oh my God, I don't have a microwave. However am I gonna live? However am I gonna cook? And what am I gonna eat? Like, ugh. Like, cook for yourself. You have a stovetop. Like, I had to learn how to use a gas stovetop. I was scared of, you know, freaking gas poisoning myself, because I had never really used the type of gas stove top where you had to turn the gas on first and then turn the little knobs on to light the fire or whatever. I had never used that. I had to call up my mama and be like, am I doing this right? And then she like, no, you about to kill yourself. And I was like, oh dang, you know what I'm saying? So I learned, you know, that, and got through it, enjoyed cooking, you know, my home cooked meals throughout the year. And I feel really proud of myself that I didn't cave in and buy a microwave and, you know, do the cop out and stuff like that. So yeah, I actually lived a little bit more healthier my first year, honestly, than I do now, like then further, like, you know, the next 2 years. But yeah, that's, anyway. Okay, so coming into my second year, I ended a full contract with my first school, and I am thankful for my first school. I had, for the most part, really pleasant experiences at my first school. I love teaching there. I grew really fond of the kids. We had a lot of fun together. But I outgrew the town in my area and was ready to like move up a little bit closer into Central Seoul, if you will. So I decided to take a new teaching job or work at a different school, and I did not re-sign my contract at that first school, and I moved on. Starting in a new area, that whole experience, first of all, moving within Korea once you've already been here, was interesting. I had to learn how to, you know, find some mover or a person that helped me move that wasn't going to rip me off, because hey, here as a foreigner, as a Weguk, if you're using a Korean-based moving company, they're going to rip you off. I'm just telling you that now. They see you as a foreigner, they're like, yep, we can quote them whatever price, even if you only have one wardrobe to move, we're going to charge you almost 100,000 won. Yeah, it sucks, But thankfully I was able to find another fellow expat who was running a moving company here, and he was kind of like a one-man band sort of moving company, so he helped me out a lot, and it was actually a really smooth and easy experience. And I moved into a bigger apartment, which is something that I was really wanting as well, because you know, your girl got a lot of stuff that she acquired over her first year. Like, honestly, thinking back to my first apartment, like, I don't even know how I fit everything that I had at the time in that apartment. And your girl had a lot of stuff, from shoes to clothes, just things acquired during a year living somewhere, you know? And as much as I would like to be a minimalistic person, that's just not in my DNA. I'm sorry. I can clean, I can downsize once I already have a lot of stuff and then like minimize it, but like just throughout like a couple months or a year, I acquire so much stuff, you guys. Now I'm in a loft apartment, which I love my loft apartment. It's so nice, and the city that I'm in is like a real suburban neighborhood, close enough to Central Seoul, but not super close to where it's like the, you know, noisiness of it all. It's still really peaceful here. I'm along the river, the Tanchan, so like it's really nice. I really enjoy being someplace where I can go out and actually run and ride my bike. Like, oh my God, I missed that the first year I was here. I really wanted to buy a bike, but I had nowhere to keep it. And I also like was so scared to ride like on the street, because in my old town, like they did not have like bike lanes or like sidewalks properly. So it was really like just riding in the road, and I don't even see how some teenagers and some kids did it, because it just looks so sketchy. Like, anybody who's come to Korea or has been here or lived here knows how the driving is here. Like, the drivers here are crap, so you're either gonna get hit or run into somebody. So I was not gonna take my chances. But here where I'm living now, I can like bike to work. It's peaceful. Some days the air quality sucks, like really bad. It's been really bad recently, but for the most part I can get out. I can go jogging in the morning. I even take Louis for runs with me occasionally. So it's really more like my style of like neighborhood. Also, this like area when I moved here has everything essentially. Like, I literally can throw a rock and hit a McDonald's. I can throw a rock and hit a Burger King. I can throw a rock and hit a Papa John's pizzeria. I can throw a rock and hit a Pizza Hut. I can throw a rock and hit a KFC. I even got a Popeye's chicken within a 1 mile radius. Come on now. No, Louis, stop eating my earring. So, you know, all these like Western chains and things like that, my eyes were glittering. I was like, oh. So I kind of fell victim my first like couple of months like living here in this area when I moved here, to like, you know, having all of the crappy Western chain, you know, food places that I was used to from back home, and, you know, just splurging. But I got that all out of my system, because then I felt like I was getting fat. So I was like, all right, I need to get back into that kimchi and that, you know what I'm saying, like that kimbap and some healthy like bibimbap and vegetables and pickled stuff and things like that, the Korean food. My new school is so much fun. Like, I love my school. I work with like, again, primarily elementary, but I also have like a kindy class that I teach like twice a week. And the kids here are so smart in my area. Like, not saying that they weren't smart in my old area, but you could tell the difference when you teach in different regions around Korea. Like, the access to education that the richer parents have for their kids versus parents who are a lot more like, you know, in a different tax bracket. So the kids in my area are quite well off, and so their parents have afforded them such lovely educations starting from a very early age. And I just enjoy conversing with the kids a lot more, because they understand what I'm saying, you know, primarily, and I can get them to a level eventually throughout the year where we can really talk to one another. And so that's always exciting. And I am working at a Canadian-based like hagwon, like academy, like kindy, or technically a kindy academy, but they also offer elementary program. And I like how it's Western structured, so the curriculum isn't as textbook, like harsh Korean style, like my first place was, in a way, like where we just teach out of the book to a certain degree. This place, it's more play learning, so I really just play with the kids and goof around and occasionally sprinkle some English in there. I know that sounds like really half-assed, but it's not. Like, I actually do like make my lesson plans and like teach them, but we enjoy what we do, and so the kids have a lot of fun with us. Enjoying a bigger school, like we get a lot more perks, and our boss, our employer, is really the type that likes to like, you know, show up and show out with gifts for us for, you know, different holidays like Chuseok and Christmas and whatnot, as well as the parents, because they are quite bougie. So, you know, they might drop some Chanel perfume or some Gucci perfume for you as a token of appreciation for dealing with a trifling child for most of the week. Because, you know, the parents here treat these hagwons in these academies like daycare. Essentially, it's daycare with a little bit of English learning. So, again, that's another topic saved for a different video. Hey, I'm feeling more like a seasoned vet, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know what to expect. I know how to spot the bullshit. I know when to, you know, say no to something and not feel like I'm I'm not like hurting someone's feelings, whether it be the Koreans or other Westerners. And I know when to take advantage of opportunities and things. And I've really branched into more of like side hobbies and passion hobbies. Aside from YouTube, last year I really kind of developed more in my modeling and doing a lot more projects in the community amongst other like fellow creatives with whatever you know, like campaigns they had going on, and just meeting and networking folks that are outside of the, you know, educational field. And I really have been thriving in that. So yeah, I think that has been like one of the most important things for these past 3 years, is to have like other stuff that you're into that you do. Because if you come here and you're only here to just teach and to like not really branch out and to not really like try and meet people, then you are going to either experience really like extreme loneliness, or you're going to get homesick, and then you're going to like start finding reasons to hate Korea and to want to leave. Again, it's all about your mentality. Like, I came here wanting this and wanting to be abroad and wanting to live on my own and to like do my own thing. So I like appreciated every opportunity I got, and even all the experiences, good or bad, I learned from them and I appreciate them, because now I feel like I got this, you know what I'm saying? And there's really nothing that I see here as a challenge that I can't overcome. Again, language is still a work in progress. Like, I'm forever learning the language here. So aside from that, I mean, I know what to expect when I'm dealing with certain types of Koreans. I know what to expect when I'm dealing with certain types of expats and foreigners, you know what I'm saying? So there's nothing that really catches me too off guard or by surprise now anymore. And I'm very comfortable and sure of myself at this point. So 3 years in, you kind of have this realization of like, wow, those 3 years, you know, kind of flown by. Like, what am I still doing here? Like, what do I want to still do here? Is there more that I still want to either achieve or to grow and develop in? Or do I want to save more money? Or do I want to move on and look at other places? You know, you're kind of confronting those questions at this point. And honestly, like, I look at some of my colleagues who are long timers here. They've been here 9, almost 10 years. And they kind of have hit that sunken place where they're just like, yeah, I've been here 9, 10 years. I ain't about the bullshit. Like, they're so jaded in a way. It's really funny when I talk to them, because they still lend like good advice to us and to me, but you can tell that they're like kind of tired of it, but they're also very comfortable with it. And so that's kind of a tricky place to kind of fall into, especially being here in Korea, because let's just be honest, like, the perks here are good. Like, you get a pretty decent pay if you're at a good school, and, you know, life is comfortable. You don't have to worry about too many bills and things like that. Well, you shouldn't have to worry about too many bills. I don't know your lifestyle. And you develop your network of friends, or your network, and, you know, things that you get into and that you enjoy, and just things that you start to love about Korea, like food or culture or certain places that become your favorite places to travel to and to go to and visit. All these things you start to love. And you really start thinking like, man, I don't want to go, but man, time's flying. Like, what am I doing with my life? And then you think about when you do get ready to go either back to your country or have to, you know, go back to school if you're trying to finish a higher degree or whatever, then you're like, man, okay, Louis, okay. You just think, am I going to be here to make a career out of this? Or am I just going to, you know, pack up and go back after this contract and figure things out from there? Yeah, I mean, that's been my 3 years here in Korea, and I don't want this video to be too long, so I didn't really go into too much details for certain things, but I'll save those for other videos in the future. It's just been a really fun, awesome, crazy, wild 3 years, and I can't wait to show you guys more of my life here in Korea. So yeah, guys, thank you for listening to me ramble on about this, and I'm happy to have some one-on-one talk time with you again. Please like this video, subscribe, and comment down below if you have any questions. I'm actively back on YouTube now, so I will be able to answer your questions and engage with you guys. Thank you for listening and for watching. I hope to see you all soon in my next video. Love you.